Back again, back in the saddle again. We got all three of us have terrible energy right now because it's so effing hot in Southern California. It is humid.
I ate
it is
seaweed.
hot. I am where the AC isn't even on.
I ate seaweed. That's
Is
all.
the
You
AC
ate
on?
seaweed. You ate seaweed.
Yeah,
You
the
ate
AC's
seaweed.
on.
Welcome to Three Thumbs Up, the only podcast.
Is that what this is called?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The only podcast. This week we are talking about Honey, Don't! Which I hated. I didn't like. But before we get into that, Steve, why don't you tell us about the trailer for the movie you couldn't pronounce? Moron.
Anemois.
This moron goes, Amemini.
No, he said anemois.
Anemois.
I think when we listen back, okay, I don't really care.
We do a little like weekly roundup catch up. We talk about the Animore or however you say that, Anemore. We can look up how the fuck it.
I sent a voice message and I guess I didn't really know how to pronounce it, but I was fucking around with my pronunciation.
Man's never heard of the word anemone before.
I've
Never
heard
seen
it. I've heard it. I don't think I've ever seen it spelled out.
That's like me with hors d'oeuvres, though. Until I was like 23.
Yeah, you were like,
What were you saying, man?
I thought that hors d'oeuvres were spelled ORDERVES.
Yeah, but when you were on a date, Valentine's Day, before you're 23, how were you pronouncing it?
When I would
You
see it,
thought-
I just thought I never said it out loud. In my brain, I was like, oh, it's that French thing, hors d'oeuvres.
oh, you didn't say like.
I thought it was eggs.
Hors
Hors
d'oeuvres.
d'oeuvres.
I thought it was
Hors d'oeuvres.
eggs because I saw
the hors d'oeuvres.
Horves. I was like, the Horves looks like huevos, which is a Spanish word for eggs. And I thought, oh, it's the
deductive
French
reasoning.
eggs.
Right.
French eggs.
French eggs.
Yeah, give you
Wow.
gas.
Cool.
I saw a guy on TikTok do a fart challenge, by the way. He did.
Nice.
He ate
Oh, I watched that too.
all sulfur-heavy foods.
Yeah, and he put his mom in a car.
Wow.
In what? Fart? In hotboxed her?
Yeah, and then was checking the sulfur level. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And she's like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Man. Good
Crazy.
times. So, anemone. Fuck.
Anemone.
Anemone.
The trailer.
Anemone.
Daniel Knight-Lewis came out. See what I did?
Yeah. This is awesome.
It looks like shit to me.
I really
Actually,
do
it
have.
looks
I
like
really do have bad energy today. Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis, So yeah, we saw the trailer for that. I mean, what do you guys think of the trailer?
It
Cool
looks
cinematography.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It's made by one of his sons, right?
He's got more than one?
I think he has a couple. He has
Oof. I hope he's got a Chet Hanks.
Cashel or something.
Cashel?
Yeah, really Irish names. Really
man.
Irish names.
I bet it's spelled a fucked up Irish way, too.
I saw him once. I saw Daniel Day-Lewis out in Washington Square Park in New York with one of his sons.
Did he have his ears pierced?
eating a sandwich? And I was like, "There's Daniel Day-Lewis and one of his sons eating a sandwich."
Nice.
Wow.
And I followed him.
Maybe
home.
we should like animate that story.
I followed him home.
Do you think that...
I knocked on his door and
you know-
I said,
Hmm.
"Give me all your money."
You know how industry people refer to each other in shorthand in nicknames? Like I first learned that James Cameron was called Jim
Yeah,
Cameron.
Big Jim.
Yeah. Oh,
Marty.
Big Jim. They call him
People call him Big Jim.
Marty.
Martin Scorsese.
Mhm.
Marty.
Do you think that people call Daniel Day-Lewis like DDL?
That's not even close to related.
Yeah, because that's not similar. You understand how
They call him
you
Dan.
understand how, yeah, they might say Dan.
Got it. So it's a guy who was clearly in the IRA, right?
Oh, the movie? What it's about?
Anemone. He was
Maybe IRA or just a soldier of some kind,
Hmm.
I think. It seems like it's like a soldier thing. I don't really know. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure about I wasn't really like... I watched the trailer and I went, okay, cool. Daniel Day-Lewis doing a movie with his son.
Mm-hmm. Acting hardcore.
Acting, whatever.
And you watched it on the toilet? Is that what you said?
I don't know if I watched it on the toilet. It's highly possible. Very, very, very possible.
What, like you set up your phone on the toilet and sat down and
Yeah.
watched it?
Yeah. Put it there.
You ever drop your glasses in the toilet?
No, never.
I
I've never
have.
dropped anything into the toilet.
Well,
except for big poops, big
all right. Wait, so Anemone, when does that come out? October?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I really actually don't.
Nobody knows when it comes out.
It's Oscar season. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. It's going to be Oscar
Isn't
season.
it always
So
Oscar season?
Oscar season is like starting Labor Day weekend or thereabouts because that's when like Telluride, Venice Film Festival gets started around then, and that's when all the conversation starts because all these movies start to play at these festivals all the way, through November and shit. And then
And that's when we in LA get all the for your consideration
Yeah.
billboards. God, I fucking hate
Yeah.
those.
Why?
Because who are they for?
The Academy.
Because the
Academy
Academy
voters.
mostly lives in LA.
Probably.
right?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
It's just
And
I
I
hate
think
the
in a
weirdest
way
thing.
it also just gets the word out to normal ass people and they're going, oh, what's that? Oh, it's an Oscar movie.
I've
They
never
see
seen
it.
for your consideration.
I better consider that.
Yeah, they're going to consider it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was that trailer, and I thought cool. I was whatever. The one that the other trailer that dropped this week,
Mastermind.
I was really excited for was Mastermind, which is the new Kelly Reichardt movie.
That trailer was cut like shit.
Oh, I thought it was great.
I thought
Oh
it was
my
nice.
God, I hate it. I was like, who did a child
What are you talking
cut
about?
this? It's a bad trailer.
It's a good
It's a
trailer.
bad trailer, Imho.
I think it's a great
I thought
trailer.
it was a great trailer.
And she's one of my favorites. I love
What's her name?
Kelly Reichardt.
What
I've
has she
never
done?
seen one.
Really?
Never seen one.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, dude.
Where should I start?
Wendy and Lucy might be a good way in. That's like the first, because I think she has Old Joys before Wendy and Lucy, and then there's River of Grass. I think are her first two. River of Grass is her kind of just doing a Terrence Malick ripoff, sort of, but it's not
Love Terrence
bad.
Malick.
And Old Joy is cool, kind of a vagabond road movie that has Will Oldham.
Oh, okay, cool.
Billy Prince. What's his name?
Bonnie Prince
Bonnie
Billy.
Prince Billy. Yeah. Anyway, that one's
Look
solid.
at Ben's face, dude.
I've never heard
But
of
Wendy
any of these
Wendy
people.
and Lucy is really great. It's got Michelle Williams, and it's like a girl and her dog, and you might like it. It's
Nice.
it's devastating movie. But
Does the dog die? Does it eat a
I won't
bunch of
tell you.
chocolate?
I won't tell you. I won't tell you anything.
Oh.
But that one's a good place to start. And then I don't know my favorites. I think I put it on. Certain Women was a big one for me. I really love that one. And then
You do
her
love certain women.
her last movie, Certain Women. Yeah, that's a good joke.
You love your girlfriend.
And then her last, yes, I do have a girlfriend. Thanks for reminding me. And her last movie, Showing Up, was fucking great. I loved it. Anyway, and maybe that might be a nice way in. And then you sometimes it's good to start with a newer one, and then you're like, oh, I really like this.
Yeah.
And you go back to the earlier stuff where because now she's really honed. I mean, I think she's been great forever, but now she's really in her bag.
The
as they say.
trailer also
Right
for
on.
speaking of dogs, the dog horror movie, Good Boy.
I haven't seen the trailer.
Trailer.
I refuse to watch that trailer.
Why?
Love dogs too much.
The dog doesn't
no
die.
scary shit should happen to dogs.
But it's so
Yeah,
I didn't watch the trailer, but so what's the deal? It's all a dog is watching scary shit happen.
The
dogs
dog.
watching a scary movie.
The dog.
That I'd watch.
What would be a scary movie for a dog?
No, it just
A giant squirrel eating.
No, he's watching Halloween, dude. The original.
Should
Rob
be-
Zombie's Halloween.
The dog. It's a dog watching his owner, slowly descend into madness, and it's all from the dog's POV.
That sucks.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah, into the mic. Moron.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. I wonder. I'm curious because the trailer looks intense, and it looks like I wonder how the humane.
It's not in a
Soci-
house.
What?
Intense.
Oh, that's pretty good. Instead of in a
Can
house.
I cut that? I'll cut that.
No, that's pretty good.
No, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Intense.
It.
Tents.
I wonder how the
Not
humane
House.
if the thank you if the if the humane society because they got to monitor that shit.
Oh yeah.
How I was thinking about that as I was walking
Humane
my
Society
dog.
be monitored in every movie, even no pet inside it.
You want to take that again?
No.
Humane Society
move on.
monitors every movie, even when there's not an animal in it. Is that what you're saying? Even though there's no pet inside it. Fuck. God.
Yeah, I have the same.
Oh,
energy,
thank
to be
God
honest.
the AC's coming on. Oh, jeez.
God, Ben, you and your AC. He gets in my
I
car.
need
he
air
texts
conditioning.
me before he gets in the car. Make sure the AC is blasting.
Well,
okay, man.
I'm an AC guy
I
too.
know, but just
I need it cold. I want to be cold. I
My
run
back
I
hot.
don't even
sweats.
talk about it.
I run hot.
Anyway,
Oh boy.
the Humane Society, I couldn't help but wonder, obviously they got to scare the dog a little bit. They got to do some scary stuff. And I wonder if they ever grease the wheels with the Humane Society people. I wonder if the Humane Society people on set have a price
they
that
take payoffs.
yeah,
Everybody's got a
20
price.
grand. How much would it cost to pay
And
off?
you think they put a little thing in their shirt pocket and they say,
Yeah.
"Good boy."
Yeah, yeah, pretty good.
What are they gonna do to the dog? They're gonna hit the dog. That's
Not-
why I'm not watching that.
Not
dude.
hit the dog, but scare the shit out of the dog.
The movie. Well, did you guys ever see? Did you guys see? Did you guys see Anatomy of a Fall?
No,
No.
I saw.
Incredible dog performance.
Ah.
That the dog somehow they got the dog to
Drool.
obviously I think they gave it some drugs or something to fake that it ate something and was dying.
Oh
No,
It's
they can train, dude. They
It's
can train dogs.
crazy.
There's this guy that I follow on Instagram who trains dogs to do insane shit. Most recently, he's got the dog fucking painting. I mean, obviously he's like pointing at the canvas, but it's a Belgian Malinois, and it's like holding the brush and doing stuff. He's got it walking on its front legs, like doing handstand walks. He's got it riding scooters. It's insane. His name is Omar von Mullen.
I think you got scammed again. You got fake news with some AI.
No.
videos.
He's been doing this for
There's
years.
no dogs walking on their front legs and doing painting.
He
and
trained
stuff.
the dog who
It's
was
not
in
happening.
that Western movie with Maya Hawke's Ethan Hawke. The Western with
Maya Hawke's dad.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's how you know him.
But the best dog performance of all time. Well, let's say it on the count of 3. 1, 2,
I don't
3.
know.
The Thing.
Oh, sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What an incredible performance from that dog.
Yeah.
Playing an alien, just like it's so spooky scary. He's
Yeah.
got beautiful brown eyes.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, I love The Thing. Man. Anyway, so this lesbian movie.
Honey Don't is the movie that we're talking about this
Man,
week.
did this thing
That's where
stink.
Address you wanted?
Thanks, MG.
Honey, right? Love those click-clacking heels.
Honey O'Donoghue, to what do we owe the honor?
Can you tell me about this woman, Mia Novotny?
She got stabbed and stuffed in the car, I guess.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting
It stunk to. You probably smelled worse than the bedroom in the after the lesbian
Gross,
scene.
dude.
Because boy, and this thing had
That's a nasty
this
joke.
thing had twists and turns, unexpected stuff. When she's cleaning the sex toys, and it's like all of it, like what the fuck? Where did this come from? Tonally, all over the place. There's unexpected like gore and violence. And yeah, the lesbian scenes came out of nowhere. Multiple lesbian scenes. And I whispered to Dylan in the movie, I hate this. I don't like this. I fucking hate. Yes. Well, who did you see it with?
My girlfriend.
Your wife? Girlfriends are wives, so just refer to her as your wife.
Okay.
A girlfriend is a wife, you just haven't married yet.
I see.
But yeah, really, really bad. I give it a thumbs down, and out of 1,000, 400.
Okay.
What do you give it?
Let's go to Dylan first.
I have to give it something right now?
Thumbs up or thumbs down, plus your rating out of 1,000.
I don't know. I give it sideways thumbs, facing down a little bit, and then like maybe a 600, which maybe is being a little generous. I don't know. I have a lot to say about it, kind of.
Yeah, I probably do too. Sort of. It's like one of those things where I have a lot to say, but I also feel like sort of like I don't even really want to say anything at all. But I guess that we're on a podcast, so I have to do that. Well, it's just,
Honey, I wrote another lesbian script. Honey, don't.
yeah.
That's what the full title
That's
should have
funny.
been.
Well, okay, one thing that I was thinking is funny that I was like, this isn't me trying to be like really PC or whatever.
No, be PC.
But
or
there's
don't.
but there's a funny aspect of like 3 aggressively straight dudes talking about this,
Yeah, no, I'm a little gay sometimes.
Lesbian motion picture. Okay. If you say so. But yeah, I mean, okay, here's the deal. So like the last one that Ethan Coen made with his wife, Trisha Cook, and if maybe we can give information if people don't know, if I don't know if this is an informational
it's definitely
podcast.
relevant.
Yeah, but
They're married,
they're married. She is a lesbian.
but she's
She's
married
a queer
to a
person.
Yes,
Yeah.
but she's married to him, and
She's
they
bisexual.
both. Well, I guess
They
kind
both
of
have separate
But
partners.
she never. Yeah, they both have separate partners. But in interviews, she's not saying like. Everything that I've read is like she's not saying I'm bisexual. She's being like I'm a lesbian.
I'm
and
queer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so they found something that works for them, and which I find very interesting. And like I'm not questioning. Like I'm not like weird or whatever. I'm like, wow, it's kind of fascinating, you know. But so they have this relationship, and she was an editor on some of the their brothers,
A ton of them, yeah.
earlier movies, and worked on them a bunch. And then, of course, they also edit a lot of their own movies under the pseudonym Roderick Janes. Is their
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Just to go off that real quick, wasn't it crazy? The editing was kind of a major issue with the pacing.
in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yes.
if you're gonna have, because the dialogue is sometimes there in like a classic Coen Brothers way,
Brothers
where it's like it's like they're rattling it off.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's all this dead air in between it.
Yeah.
And also the sound design, like it made me realize what makes that kind of thing work, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the voices are booming, it's cut on a dime.
Yes.
There's tonally such a high wire act you
Yeah.
have to do to make that work. And so on paper, I think there's some stuff I thought was great.
100%.
But it's just kind of like, yeah.
It's weird. It's like it's a little bit. It just doesn't totally work. But I do think there's good stuff in there, and there's
Sure.
I wasn't laughing a ton, but then I was also like, hello.
That's
You're
the
also like,
cat.
hello?
The cat's
Yeah, cat Matilda is coming into frame. But it's also like, kind of some classic Coen Bros shit, right? I think with the shocking violence and the way that the violence is also really funny at the same time. Like
Right.
that's classic
Random
Coen Brothers
sex
stuff.
toys also.
Yes, they love that kind of stuff. And
Burn after reading.
and the last one they did, and maybe Dylan disagrees with me, I liked more, and I liked quite a bit. Drive Away Dolls, the last one that Ethan and Trisha Cook did
I liked
together.
it similarly.
And I think that one works more. This one is fascinating in like the tone. I know I get what you're saying. I think that's true, but I was also kind of like, wow, this is a really kind of melancholy tone in a way that I found interesting because it is about violence against women. There's a real kind of like just overarching sadness about it that I
Yes.
did find interesting, but it doesn't all congeal and come together.
Especially with the last act. Yeah.
It was also very slow for being a 90-minute movie. I was bored to tears.
It did feel long, and
Yeah, it did feel long.
it did feel longer than like 89 minutes or 90 minutes, whatever it is.
It should be called Margaret Qualley walking around in pencil skirts.
Oh, it should be called that.
Yeah,
She was walking around.
you should make
I
it.
thought
Dude.
she
You
was
should make
good.
the movie.
I mean, that's the highlight of it for me. She looked very beautiful. Great job to Margaret Qualley. Great. I mean,
her family to
I did
make-
not
for
like
making
her.
her?
I did not like her affect and her like.
sometimes it was good, and sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes I was like, "Whoa, she's really playing this quite nicely," and then sometimes it's like,
Hey,
actually,
don't-
a problem that I had with with the whole movie was like everybody was doing different accents, and I was like, "You guys are in like what? They're outside of
Bakersfield,
LA, right? They're in
Bakersfield.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, Charlie Day, who I do love, and Always Sunny is a favorite show of mine, was doing like New Yorker cop guy,
Yeah.
but it's like out in Bakersfield.
He's doing his impression of a guy in a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
yeah.
And then-
ugh.
And then Aubrey Plaza, who I kind of liked in the movie at times, was also doing a weird. I don't know. Everyone had different accents from all over the place, and that was kind of strange.
Wait. So before we move on, what was your rating? Thumbs up, thumbs down out of 1,000.
I'm gonna say kind of mid, but maybe like leaning up is what my is what my thumb is.
Okay.
I think I got a lot of time for any Coen Brothers stuff, and I think I'm more generous toward it because I know like they're smart, they're geniuses, and so like there's a weird structure to it. Like I was talking about this last night with my girlfriend. Like it's kind of disjointed. It's not very. It's kind of like this happens and then this happens and this happens and it does all kind of lead to some place, but it's all kind of disjointed. But I do feel like part of me is like that's a criticism against the movie. But then I'm like, they know how to do.
Yeah.
They know how to do structurally interesting stuff, and so
Yes.
I'm like giving them credit that they know what they're doing. And there's a feeling that like, well, it's so disjointed because these are all these like disparate bits of violence against women that are all kind of connected to the Chris Evans character and his church, but then also it's a broad. And I think the way that it's disconnected but connected is supposed to point to like a broader connection of violence against women, just like in general. You know
Maybe
what I'm
that
saying?
was-
like, that's
maybe
why
that's-
the structure's kind of like that and kind of.
And if
know.
there was an exacting tone, there's like you just have to. There's
Yeah.
something you have to find within that to
Yeah.
make that all
Yeah.
work. And it just, I mean, the Carter Burwell music was there. He's been
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
I watched a Blood Simple last night. I didn't even know he's been working with them since
From
the
the
first
beginning.
one.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I heard the music. I was like, all the elements
Are there?
are there.
Yeah.
It's just the editing, the sound design,
Yeah.
the pace. Yeah.
It needed about 15 to 20 more minutes, I said, to really connect certain parts of the movie.
Sure.
Like the French woman in the French are angry. I would have liked a little bit more of that. I would have liked a little bit more. I kept getting. It felt like there were a ton of red herrings where I'm like, okay, cool. Chris Evans, he's got this church. They're pushing drugs somehow. They never explore that more. They just kind of. It's just like loose kind of part of the plot that they don't really get into. And
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
know.
Coen Brothers do like to do
That's
that. I
what I
mean,
was gonna say.
think about No Country, where it's like you have one scene where he goes to the like big boss guy, Stephen Root or whatever, and shoots him, and like they're talking about the business, but you never like get into the nitty gritty of the business.
Sure, but there's
this is
enough
a similar
there.
thing where it's like you got the French lady, and she's like Dipilip or whatever she says, whatever like it's like the name of the French crime organization, I guess, is whatever she says. It kind of sounds like Pope, but I don't remember what she said. And although I honestly thought the Pope, that it kind of sounds like Pope was on purpose because he's like a religious figure or something. There was like something there. But
In the Chris Evans like cult aspect, they never really. It just was a little. And I get what you're saying about No Country, but at least there is enough of a thread where it's like, okay, yeah, obviously this satchel belongs to someone, and everybody's going after the satchel. There wasn't that in this. There wasn't like everybody's going after the drugs and the drug, the French Empire. It's just a. But to what I was going to say earlier, maybe it's intentional that none of this really makes sense. Just like violence against women, it just doesn't make sense, and you shouldn't do it.
God, that sounded so disingenuous. It's
No, but it's
but I know,
freaks me
I
out.
agree with you. I mean, sure. I mean, maybe
Globalism.
Globalism.
Globalists, yeah. They got the French. The French are working in Bakersfield, dude. What's next?
Also,
true.
real fast, Bakersfield. They I could tell they were trying to make it like a. I don't know the term for it, where it's like the city is part of the story of like Bakersfield is this really
I guess that's
dark, deserty kind of city place where it's gritty and like ugh.
Yeah.
With the opening credits, those opening credits
Oh,
sucked.
all
ass.
time bad opening credits.
Holy
They were
shit.
goofy. They were goofy.
The bad Photoshop.
Dude, it was.
It was.
They got-
I
they
knew.
had
I was like,
motion-
oh, this is
motion
gonna
blur turned on, and then when they show the name, they turn it off, and it just goes. And you're like, oh, man. Well, that's how it's just like a taste element, like a visual thing. Like he's. I don't know, but he's just clearly more the writer, right? And I know who's responsible for Lady Killers,
Well, yeah, that's
which
right.
I
That's
liked
true.
as a kid.
I
No,
didn't see
yeah,
it.
I mean, I do
didn't-
think that's a fascinating aspect of these things, is because like here's the thing, I liked Driveway Dolls a lot more, and I'm like, and I actually really did not care for at all Joel Coen's Macbeth. Now it's beautiful to look at, and so you're literally like, oh, that's the one who's like got the directing stuff more on lock. Even though I do think that the visual stuff more on lock, and just technical elements. I think they're both still, they always call them like the two-headed director. So I do think they're better together, and I'm very excited for them to come back to it. I was looking that up before this, where I was like, because it was, I don't know, a few months ago or maybe even a year ago, there was some chatter about that they were talking about reteaming, and they had like a horror movie kind of in the works that they were going to do. I think that's still going to happen,
That would
but
be
it doesn't
awesome.
feel like there's a ton of momentum behind it. I don't know. I'd really love for that to happen. The Coen Brothers, doing, I don't know how much of a horror it's going to be, but I mean they're so good at that kind of thing. Even though like Blood Simple is a horror movie kind of, but it's
thriller, yeah.
and thriller. And No Country for Old Men has like these like tense sequences of quiet with like in the hallway with the light goes off, and then he blasts it through the door and hits him in the chest. Like it's all that stuff is. They're so fucking good at that. So I'm excited. Anyway, I'm excited for that, and obviously they're better together. But I do think I still kind of prefer Ethan's like kind of wacky, funny, antic stuff to the sort of like just very austere, like you said, and I thought very boring tragedy of Macbeth movie. Even though I think Shakespeare's adaptations can be fucking good and
I think you're
and
gonna say
exciting.
slaps.
Shakespeare slaps.
Yeah.
Shakespeare does slap.
There was something severely lacking to when it was revealed that Aubrey Plaza was the big bad.
Spoilers.
You guys love me when I say big bad.
Yeah.
It was so out of left field for me that it was like, oh, okay. They didn't. There
Cycle
was
of abuse,
no.
man.
There was no kind of. It just lacked something.
They didn't telegraph.
They didn't telegraph
there
enough,
wasn't
yes.
telegraph.
Yeah.
And there was no cohesive. It was like it felt like there were some dead ends where they just didn't. I don't know. And
there's no. I think there was not like a. Well, I guess there was I was gonna say there wasn't like misdirection, but I guess the whole movie was misdirection because the whole time you're thinking it's Chris Evans and his people or whatever that did it, but it's though I guess it was just
in
her the whole time.
the Mexican boy. and his abuela.
Good scene.
Yeah.
Great scene.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
The abuela scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just felt, and Billy Eichner, like the Billy Eichner boyfriend thing was confusing because, again, they did kind of put it together in the end, but it wasn't in a satisfying way.
Yeah.
Where it felt like, oh yeah, okay, all these pieces are now, I get it. They're all connected.
Well, there's a tone you could do where you can make that, nihilistic. Like they do
Yes,
the right
exactly,
music, the right wide shot. You go, oh, this just happens to people.
Yep,
but
yep,
it's
yep.
just sometimes covered really in a standard way. And you're just kind of like, it's in the text,
Yes.
but it's not really.
It's not really. The movie's not making you feel it.
Yeah.
But I mean, to your same point, I was literally just gonna say to Ben, like, because I think that
Literally just now.
I will fucking knock you out, dude.
That would be a better show. Let's do it.
Beat me up. What'd you say?
Actually, I
haven't-
got punched in the face the other day. I don't know if you.
that,
What?
Really?
My
You?
lip busted.
Wait, isn't that the
you
second
serious?
time you've been punched in the face a couple times, right?
Yeah, I do.
Wait,
the
you've
fuck?
been punched in the face a couple times, haven't you?
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, no, you did. Weren't you out with him, or someone else was, and you got like almost beat up or something by
No,
like 6
I was
guys?
out. There was whatever. That's a different.
What
story.
happened? What happened?
What happened for this?
He's
Yeah.
like, I prefer Ethan Coen to that.
No, it was a complete accident. It was like I was
yeah.
working on a set and I was standing in to be pretend punched in the face and the pretend punch turned into a real punch.
Classic.
Wow. And what happened with those guys who almost jumped you? You were drunk and being a menace, weren't you? If I remember correctly.
I think I was drunk and being a menace, and
Yeah.
we were at a bar with they would serve popcorn,
hmm
and
Was this here in L.A. or New York?
they tried to grab some of our popcorn or something, and I was drunk and being a menace, and I was like, don't grab my buddy's popcorn or whatever.
Wait, when you say like this, did you grab the guy by the shirt?
I might have grabbed him by the
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah. And you thought that it was a bit.
And I was kind of doing a bit, but I was also whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. And then he grabbed me and pushed me in a corner, and like 7 guys came down on me. They all came on me, and and I was like, whoa, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, you're very lucky. I mean, okay.
I remember walking around New York with you. I feel like you would just like ask strangers for drugs as a joke.
Yep.
Like, you guys have any coke? And you were just fully kidding. You did subway stuff. What would you do on the subway? You'd like stand up and yell.
No, I didn't
You'd fall down.
I
You'd
didn't
fall
do
down in
subway
public.
stuff. I didn't do subway stuff, but I would fall down in
You'd
public
fall
or
down
like
in
trip
public.
and like run into a trash can or
Yeah.
something. And people, yeah.
After we saw John Wick, I think it was John Wick 3. Steve was having.
It was 4. It was the most
great.
recent one.
He
I
was
think.
having a really, really good time and feeling the energy, and was like doing John Wick stuff in the lobby of the movie theater, which turned into him like kind of trying to kick my ass.
Yeah.
And like really throwing his body into me and pushing me, and like him saying, "I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." And I was like, "Steve, please stop." But he kept doing it. And I was like, "Steve, stop trying to hurt me."
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna do anything.
Hurt
I'm not
people,
gonna,
hurt
I'm not
people.
gonna push
You
back.
got a little mad.
Hurt people.
I got a
hurt
little
people.
mad. Yeah. I was so little mad.
But I used to do on the street bits. I used
Great.
to enjoy on the
Yeah, we
street
should bring
Good
bits.
it back.
stuff. So yeah, Margaret Qualley. I think the real star of this movie was Margaret Qualley and her various
You
outfits.
mean the main
The real
character?
star?
The star?
there was probably
It's not like she was like a character part, a little bit part, and you're like, dude, she stole the show.
there were
dude.
probably about 10. If you were to cut all the shots of her walking from place to place in different outfits together, there'd probably be a good 10 to 12 minutes of just that. Of
Great.
just her walking or driving in her car, looking contemplative and be like
That's
her
cinema.
character-
Criticism?
That's
Yeah.
cinema, baby.
Her character could have been a little bit more. There was a shallowness to it. I know that there was depth with like her dad being the homeless guy, but then he's gone, and it's just.
I
it's
thought
just,
I did think that part was kind of interesting. When he
Sure, but
comes-
then he's gone, and then it's like, okay,
Let's talk about the rest of their work.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well,
let's
no.
pivot.
Okay, I'm trying to think. But what's our what can be our kind of final note on this movie? I feel like I just want to have like a final.
It stinks.
I think it's an interesting failure, but I'm always going to be there for the Coens.
Sure,
Either-
I haven't liked
either one
anything
of
that they've
I
done
bet
in a
it
long
was
time.
a fun script to read.
Oh yeah,
And I could see that
totally.
while I was.
How do you think
I
the
agree.
lesbian scenes were written? And then she eats her out, and then she's
Oh, you're talking
watching
about
the
the fingering at the
Oh
bar.
well, that's what. No, actually, okay, that's actually something that I did want to say. That
that you enjoyed the fingering.
no,
scene?
no, no. And I don't say this I truly, truly do not say this in a salacious way. But I think it's like one thing that I like about this Drive-Away Dolls and this movie, and I guess like a lot of it's coming from Trisha Cook, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I do think literally just sex in movies is important, and I know this is a conversation that's not happening as much anymore, but it was happening a few years ago, where it's like young people were like, oh, I don't want to see sex in movies.
You're
or having,
right. Yeah.
having actors if they're married should not be like having sex with a character in the other movie, because they're like, that's cheating, like spiritually cheating.
I never
or whatever.
heard this.
I have.
People are saying that shit
Yeah.
online. Like young people can't like fucking differentiate. Anyway, so I think that's bullshit. I think sex in movies doesn't have to be part of the plot. It doesn't have to be like, I think it's like genuinely good and healthy for people to see people fucking in movies. Like it doesn't have to be like, because I'm sitting there in the theater going, "Whoa."
What is that? What were
But
you
you
doing?
are anyway.
Are you jerking off?
Pretending to jerk off.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
But I'm saying it doesn't mean that. I'm just saying it's like, that's healthy. That's good.
Sure.
Anyway, and so I think that's good. I also think on the flip side, all Coen Brothers, I like Coen Brother violence. I think they do violence the best, and I like I think, what's his character's name? Hector, I think, right? And his like abuela.
Mm-hmm.
I think that scene was great, and the violence in that is great, and like cartoonish, but also shockingly like, oh God, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's brutal. I love the way that they do that. I think that's good, positive stuff.
Spit it out, dude.
I also think, yeah, whatever. I'm rambling.
No, I just want to
apologize.
hear the. I want to hear the sex that you were saying, specifically the sex scenes. What about them?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that it's good and important to see that, and I think that it feels from as an authority on the matter. I think the stuff in this feels genuinely queer in a way that a lot of other bullshit that's getting made nowadays doesn't. That
Okay.
they're saying it's like, this is a new queer movie, but it actually feels phony and lame, and this doesn't feel phony and lame to
Well,
me.
how about the fingering at the bar? Because there's a way you read that on the page, you go, "Oh, great! I'm sure their whole exchange." But the way it's done, it's just like everybody's there.
Everyone's there,
Everyone can see him.
Literally,
There's a
you,
way to do that.
You just need like a couple insert shots or something
Right.
like that. You know what I mean? Not literally, but
Yeah.
like somewhere where she does that, and it's like, and then maybe Aubrey Plaza's character is initially like looking around like a little nervous.
Yeah,
or
you show the
something.
bartender, he's cleaning a dirty glass. He goes, "This glass won't get clean."
Right.
Yeah, and he
something.
keeps saying that over and over. Oh God, this fucking glass! What the fuck? And you keep cutting back to him, and he gets louder and louder and louder,
Yeah.
and they keep going and
He
going.
becomes
and
the main
going,
character.
and he becomes the main character. Then you follow him home. And
I think
And then
that,
thank God we have a male main character that we can follow around.
I think that no kidding. Hey, did it pass the Bechdel test?
Bechtel test.
Of course, dude.
Okay.
You out of your mind?
Probably. I guess. Well, but technically, the Bechdel test is like, is there a scene where two women are not
I know.
talking about a man? And I was like, are they always generally talking about a guy in one scene or the other? Because they're like trying to figure out about Chris Evans, or they're talking about their dads or whatever.
Okay.
So it may, but I don't know. I also don't really give a shit if there's feminist movies that don't pass the Bechdel test, and there's like, I think, not feminist movies that do potentially. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like,
I think that sex scenes are mostly unnecessary unless they're funny. Otherwise, I think that they should just
see,
be.
you're the kid. You're
I
the
think
fucking.
that no, it's not that. I think that they should just be implied. Because I have gotten to the point where I'm like, all right, yeah, they're fucking good, great, but like, to what? For
Power
what?
That's
struggle.
so
dude.
lame.
Power struggle.
I
I
think
guess.
I think potentially, now it's not always the case, watching people have sex on screen can tell you a lot about that person.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
In a stupid
Can you
way.
give me an
Yeah.
example? Chris Evans in this scene.
Well,
in
yeah,
this movie,
literally,
sure,
Chris Evans
great.
in this
That's
movie,
an
the way
example
that
of it being
the way
funny.
that he fucks. Yeah, but
it was funny.
Yes, but it's funny. But there's like, I'm gonna ask a question, and I know the answer already. Have you ever seen the movie Lust's Caution?
What do you think the answer is?
No.
Yeah, of course I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Um,
shit. Who directed it?
It's
Some fucking foreign guy.
yeah, but now I'm just fucking forgot his name.
I'll save you. Love in 3D.
No, Brokeback Mountain though. But I'm sorry, what's his name? I
Oh,
just
the
forgot
Asian
his
guy.
name. Yeah,
Ang Lee.
Ang Lee. Jesus
Ang Lee.
Christ, sorry.
Ang
Ang
Lee.
Lee directed Lust Caution, and that has it's about like literally what Dylan was just saying, kind of jokingly at first, but I think he wasn't joking. Was like the power dynamics of.
That's one thing.
Of
that can-
sex, yeah.
Do you remember when? Do you remember when Project Starfish? What was it? Halle Berry shows her boobs. Hugh Jackman, John Travolta.
Yeah. You're
What was
talking
that called?
about-
What was that movie?
It was called
Not Project Starfish.
Project
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
Swordfish. Password Swordfish.
Yeah.
Man, oh
I
man.
don't think it was called Password Swordfish.
It was.
It was just called Swordfish.
It was called Swordfish, but I remember
think
during
in
the
the
marketing,
movie-
the marketing, it was like password : Swordfish.
If it were any hotter, you'd burst into flame. Oh, yeah. Swordfish, rated R. Starts this Friday at a theater near you.
I see.
And the big deal at the time was Halle Berry's finally going to show us her boobs. And that was the big thing, and it was a huge deal.
I remember.
Huge deal. And then in the scene, she's just like sunbathing nude, and Hugh Jackman comes in, and she goes, "What's the password?" And lifts down the thing, just showing her boobs, and it just felt so just like, oh, Halle Berry took the payday. Good for her.
All right,
But
all right.
Ben,
God.
Ben, 10 years old, going, this is just gratuitous. We don't need to see this.
I remember seeing the first Terminator, and there's a sex scene between Linda Hamilton
Yes.
and the Kyle.
Do you not
what's
think
his
that
name?
that's
Kyle
important?
Reese. That
It's
was
the
important.
fucking birth of John
That's
fucking
of
Connor.
John Connor, yes. And I remember being so horny about it when I was a kid. I was like, God damn, how do they do that? And I remember trying to ask my dad. I was like, Dad, how do they do that? And he didn't. I don't remember what his answer was.
The sex?
Yeah, in movies, I was like, how are they not actually? fucking?
What's it called? Caught Stealing looks like it's got some sex.
Good sex,
We're gonna
yeah.
see that next
That's
week.
the next
Which is
movie, by the
He
way.
showed-
Caught Stealing.
I heard he showed his penis in it.
He does?
Yeah,
Austin
yeah,
Butler?
yeah. He
Dick?
shows his
Austin
cock in
Butler
it.
hands
Dick and
dong
balls?
and caught
Yeah, yeah.
stealing.
Damn, I wonder if it's
Yeah.
limp or like a little half chub.
I heard it was rock hard and almost see asshole.
Wait, what? How does that happen? Is he bending over? You see his dick from behind?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Are you
He's-
messing
in the movie,
with me?
In the movie,
Yeah.
because they say, hey, you've been caught stealing, bend over and try to suck your own dick. And so he tries to do it, and you see his asshole.
and
and
it's
he's-
20
and he-
minute 20 minute scene.
20-minute scene of him trying really, really hard to
He's
do
going,
it.
oh, I can't seem to get it.
And he can't do it.
Oh, shit. I hope my butthole is not showing.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't
got it,
wait.
dude.
I can't wait. We're going to have Austin Butler on when we pulled some strings and we got Austin Butler on.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that movie. I like him. I think he's so ridiculous. He's a total
like him
he's
too.
a total movie star. He's a movie star.
He is a movie star.
Man, he's a movie
I
star.
like him.
Okay, so I think the best Coen Brothers movie of all time is Raising Arizona, and then I think
You're jumping right into it, dude. Have some grace here.
Shut up.
So now I guess we're done talking about Honey Don't.
yeah, Honey, don't see this movie.
I think,
Honey, don't see this movie. To me, it was bad.
What was you guys' audience like? Actually, I want to know.
A lot
What
of
was
the
your
women.
audience like?
Women. There were a couple lesbians
Yeah.
in there. There was a lone woman.
Yeah, who I think was in it.
No.
I think she played her sister. I'm pretty sure that was
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
the
and I,
blonde?
I,
The
I,
blonde girl?
I looked at her and I went to see if her mouth was moving during those was moving during those scenes, and I think it did a little.
That's funny.
Wow. Wow. There were a lot of lone men there. Lone men,
Nice.
middle of the day. Losers.
Scary.
I won't go to a movie by myself. Except the one time when I,
I
went.
think that's pathetic and loser behavior.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
the
that's
beekeeper.
something to talk about.
The beekeeper.
Alone?
The Jason, yeah.
Well,
Jason
that's
Statham.
pathetic.
Well, only because my phone was getting fixed at the Apple Store at the Americana, and they were like, it's going to take about 90 minutes. And I thought, well, what am I going to do for 90 minutes? Beekeeper, 90-minute movie. And I was like, hot diggity. And I went, and it was me and like 5 other people. That's a fun movie.
Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up or thumbs down?
Jason
He's
Statham.
gonna give it a thumbs up.
I give it a
thumbs
thumbs up.
Nice.
It was, I give it a 650 out of 1,000. What's your rating out of 1,000? You never said it. Just say it.
For Honey Don't,
Yeah.
700.
700. Okay. Wow. So we got an average of about 500 and something. I don't remember what Dylan's was. 600 something.
6 something. Yeah.
All right. Best Coen Brothers movie, according to me, Raising Arizona. Prime Nicolas Cage. Prime John Goodman. The spooky motorcycle guy scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. It was my parents' favorite movie. And
really?
it reminded me of my Aunt Tracy because she was like the white trailer trash kind of part of our family. Rest in peace. Sorry, Aunt Tracy. And then, by the way, her
What
son.
happened there? Why did you make that noise?
Well, because I just felt bad. I was like, I barely knew her, but that part of the
That
family.
Portland video ends with you being like she was a shell of a woman.
you
at
felt
the
bad
end, 'cause
speaking
she had
ill
cancer.
of the
Sorry.
dead.
Yeah.
I'm also sorry, not Tracy.
Yeah, Aunt Tracy. But so
I have no problem. If
it just reminded me of that, and my
Aunt
dad
Tracy
would.
sucks. I
My
think she
dad,
sucked, dude. I
my,
think
my
she was
parents
not
would.
cool.
My parents would quote the movie all the time, and it's got the chase sequence with the dogs, the way that the country bumpkin people speak in a very articulate way. They've got an extensive vocabulary, which is a fun juxtaposition.
So many social engagements. so little time.
with them being fucking trailer trash, but then he talks funny.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that in this. I was expecting the bumpkin people, but the best thing we got out of that was the fat lady and the husband saying,
bus people.
"We don't ride the bus."
Oh fuck! I did
That was
laugh
great.
at that scene.
I
did.
laughed at that.
was
We are
a great
not
scene.
bus
Yeah, we
people,
are
yeah.
not bus people.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a good. That was a good bit. I thought that was really funny.
Me too.
All right, so I only have my top two: Raising Arizona and No Country for Old Men.
That's it. You're only.
That's it.
It's just because those are the only two you've seen.
No, those are the only two that I've enjoyed. Everything, actually, Burn After Reading, I like also. I didn't like it at first, but then I grew to really like it because it frustrated me and it stressed me out. And I don't like what's her name's performance in it. It feels like she's doing a play.
Frances McDormand.
Yes, it's like a play performance,
She's
but
funny in
on
that
screen. And
Yeah,
I know
she's good
she's
in that
great
movie.
in it, and I don't know.
All right, Steve.
Well, okay. I wanted to. I just okay.
Yeah. No, you don't have to do favorite. You can
Okay.
just start talking.
No. I was because I also wanted to talk. I wanted to talk to all you guys, to both of you, about like what you're. Look, I love the Coen Brothers.
So do I.
They're some of my favorites. I mean, I think in the first episode you mentioned like, I can't believe you didn't bring a Blu-ray, and I was like, oh yeah, I probably should have. That's crazy.
They were very involved in my like film puberty, where
Yes.
I started to be like, "Whoa, this is whoa,
100%.
Whoa, this is whoa.
And I think that they're like, I could sit here and I can go like, oh yeah, Abbas Kiarostami is one of my favorites, and A Pitch Upon Where Sethakun, which is true, but there's probably other than there's the Coen Brothers are filmmakers who are my favorites, but also I watch all the time. Whereas like there's other people who I'm like, they're my favorites, but I'm not sitting down throwing on
right."
Uncle Boonmee Who Can Recall His Past Lives all the time. Like I might be with
Right.
like The Big Lebowski or something.
Oh,
like
Big
that.
Lebowski. I forgot to
Yeah.
include that. That's a big one. That's a
Yes,
big one.
yeah.
Big one. That's
But-
that's above Burn After Reading.
I guess I just wanted to ask you guys, because also I wanted to talk about it too, like sort of what your relationship to them was. I mean, you did a little bit, and like where it started for you,
Raising
and,
Arizona.
and all that kind of stuff.
That is
Like,
the
the
pinnacle of
first one.
filmmaking for me. The whole intro sequence, the title doesn't come on in Raising Arizona until like the 15-minute mark.
Right.
The
Which is
whole top.
always
with
cool.
the track, the music and him setting up the whole story is fantastic. In the shut the fuck up. Yes. Oh god damn it.
Something like that.
I don't know if it was okay. Go ahead.
Well, and then
Keep
sorry,
talking about how the movie
the
is when you watch it.
what's that?
Keep talking about how the movie is when you're watching it, because that's fun to listen to.
But I like the by the way, I'm wearing socks for all you fucking sensitive people who can't bear to look at a foot. Christ on the cross. With the parole board.
Do
where
not invoke his name.
the parole board where the guy goes, okay then. And then he keeps coming back to jail and you turn to the right. Just all the repetitive stuff.
No explaining movies
Oh
rule
God,
on
it's
Ben,
so
dude.
good. I love it, man. I just love that movie so much. What was
Yeah,
the movie that I was explaining to you in the car? That you were like, oh my God, you got to explain this. The one that I love?
I don't know, man.
I do love Chappie. That's my favorite movie that everybody hates that I love.
I know.
We'll watch that. We'll watch
Neil
that soon.
Blomkamp. Neil Blomkamp.
I love that movie. And I love Charlton Copley.
I liked District 9 when it came out a
District
lot. And I
9
was
is
like,
great.
whoa, this guy's fucking awesome. And
All
then-
right.
and-
Some of the best
Back
visual
on track.
effects. And it came out like 15 years ago. The visual effects are better than ever.
We're
Go
talking
ahead.
about Coen Brothers.
Yes.
I feel like I actually really don't know the first one. It might have been Fargo.
Yeah.
I saw Fargo pretty young, and that blew my mind. And then I feel like the next one I watched might have been Burton Fink, which also incredible.
Absolutely.
And they wrote during writer's block on Hudsucker Proxy, right?
I think so.
That's
They
awesome.
wrote during writer's
Like
block?
they had writer's block, and so they were like, "What the fuck do we do?" And then they wrote Barton Fink and it's about writer's block.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's a heavily.
I didn't know that they had writer's
Sim-
block.
Yeah, sometimes they get them. Sometimes really good writers get writer's
Yeah.
block.
Interesting. I just didn't know that bit of movie history.
Yeah.
I think the one though where I went, "Holy Mother of God," was No Country.
Oh,
where I
yeah.
saw it in theaters, and I was just like,
Yeah.
absolutely blown away.
Right.
Yeah, masterpiece right away.
God.
100%. I think like that's the one that I have the strongest memory of, right? Because I was like when we were like similar, like that time period, that year, right? That was 2007,
Right before Obama.
Well, yeah, right before
Obama.
Obama. Right before Obama, where everything went downhill.
Yeah,
No,
everything
I'm
got
just
weird.
kidding. Yeah.
What year was that? 2012?
2007.
2007.
2007. Yeah. No, I knew that. Yeah.
That was like a year, that There Will Be Blood came out that year,
Ooh, yeah.
and I think, am I right?
They never say that in the movie.
Eastern Promises, the Cronenberg came out that year, and I remember that was a year where it was like, okay, I started to kind of pay attention to movies in that way a little bit more, and I was like seeing,
I was locked in by then.
I was more locked in.
Yeah.
And like I remember straight up with No Country checking the fucking newspaper.
Newspaper?
To like look
newspaper?
Yeah, I also checked the newspaper.
to look at the
No,
times.
the way he said newspaper.
yeah, the newspaper. How do you say,
Newspaper, not
dude?
newspaper.
No, it's newspaper, dude. What the fuck?
Don't do that.
Move
to
on,
me.
move on, move
There's
on.
no way.
Well, I
on,
don't know.
move
Maybe now you're making me question
You
it.
checked the newspaper?
Yeah.
Newspaper,
the newspaper,
Oh, newspaper. Newspaper sounds better.
What
to
do you
me.
watch on TV? The news?
The news.
Put it on the news.
Yeah.
Get the
Put
fuck
it
out
on
of
the
here.
news.
The
I'm
nightly
getting
news.
pissed.
Anyway, check the paper.
For what?
I'm gonna go get the papers. Get the papers. Goodfellas. That's Jimmy 2 times. Or
Yeah,
Tommy
yeah.
2
You're
times,
you're
whatever.
what? You're checking the newspaper for what?
Anyway, for
Showtimes.
fucking
I did the
Showtimes.
same.
Oh,
Movie
yeah,
theater
yeah,
Showtime.
yeah.
I have a very
AMC Woodland
vivid
Hills,
memory
Brian
of
Anderson.
it. Checking the paper. Me and my parents took me to go see it because I don't know if I was. I guess I wasn't 17 at the time.
Wow.
And going to see No Country for Old Men and just being like, holy fucking shit. And I think I thought about it recently where one, I think maybe that was the first movie I ever saw that didn't have music in it. That
Yeah.
didn't have a score.
There's no music in it?
Yeah.
No, so yeah. It's all just diegetic sound in the
Yeah, that's
of the
why
movie.
it rocks so much. man.
Yeah, it's and I think that was and it's like something that I've talked about before on Letterboxd, blah blah blah. But I always get self-conscious that I'm repeating myself. But like, is something that I like, and I think it stems from No Country for Old Men. Honestly, is I really like quiet movies. I really like quiet movies. I also like what I think I call like a process film, which is like just watching people do stuff in like very methodical detail, like A Man Escaped, the Bresson movies, kind of like that. And I do think the Coen Brothers with No Country are kind of doing some Bressonian shit. It's a lot of like hands and whatever. And like when you just watch him saw the sawed-off shotgun and like unscrew the things on the
Yeah, because you're like, what's
gate.
he doing? What's he
And
doing?
He's sliding it there, and then he has to go get pull so that he can put it all the way back or pull
I
it
love
out.
that stuff. Yeah.
It's
me
so
too.
good. I
There's
just
some stuff like that in Blood Simple too, which is interesting because it's the first one.
There was nothing like that in this fucking Honey Don't.
Well,
She pulls the ring off the girl.
no, I was gonna say that opening scene. I was like, oh, this is classic Coen because it's like quiet. You're watching it. You're just like seeing. She pulls the ring. There's like some humor there, but it's also I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of that, but obviously not so much.
I want to hear you talk about Inside Llewyn Davis.
I will. I'll get there.
Because there are some of their movies that I've never really clicked with,
Yeah.
including Big Lebowski.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is why I've seen it like 3 times, but I haven't seen it in many years. But
Yeah.
there's just a few that
Yeah.
yeah.
I think, but yeah. So I mean, so No Country's a big one, but I do think I probably still saw I definitely saw the Big Lebowski before No Country. I think that was the first big one for me. I just wasn't like. I wasn't really paying attention to that one from this is the Coen Brothers point of view. Where No Country, I was like, this is the Coen Brothers, and then
Big
when
Lebowski was like in Hollywood Video everywhere.
yes, and it was
there's
like it
always
was
that
like
poster.
a trailer.
You guys
that,
would be Hollywood Video guys.
Well, no, I went to Blockbuster.
I remember when they came on the
Blockbuster too,
scene.
man. God, I went to both.
I brought I remember seeing No Country. I don't remember who told me to go see it with them, but I knew nothing about it and was blown away. I think my friend Shane, huge shout out to Shane. I think he might have taken me. But then I loved it so much.
Shane, I know Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shane McAvoy.
Yeah.
And I was so moved by it. I remember asking my girlfriend at the time to go see it with me, and she just did not like it or whatever. I was like, wasn't that great? And she's like, it's fine. And God damn, dude.
Damn, that sucks. My parents liked it, so I love.
course they did.
I love my parents.
It's a great
and you don't
movie.
love your
Everybody
girlfriend.
should like it. His fucking hair in the thing, the bowl cut, it's great.
Oh, incredible!
I remember being blown away by the question of free will throughout. I was like, oh my gosh, man, this is so up my alley because I was a philosophy major in college.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, yeah, free will is crazy. But do you really pick your
Philosophizing
path?
about the toilet.
Do you really?
Yeah, people call you Mr. Poop in the
Yeah,
comments.
sure. They calling you Mr. Bald and you Mr. What do they call you?
Mr. Movie.
Mr. Movie. That's a great one. I mean, you're set.
I'm set.
Yeah, Mr.
Well,
Qualley.
I think that's a good place to probably wrap it up.
No, what are you talking about?
What? We've been going...
Dude, I will fucking
48
kill
minutes.
you
God,
dead.
Just start listening. Ben.
Okay.
What do you
Listen
want?
better.
All right, so I'm going to keep talking for a little bit.
Oh,
'cause
God.
I want to talk
Jesus
more about the
Christ.
Coen Brothers.
I didn't
Okay,
even
what-
say what my favorite ones
Yeah,
were.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone
Whoops.
went.
My mistake.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
mistake. That's my
I'm
bad.
walking,
it's hot.
dude.
You know, it's hot.
So,
What's-
okay, a quick thing.
Dylan say
No,
his
no.
favorite.
I want to hear what Steve has to fucking say.
Okay.
Yes, but so anyway, I don't know. I love them. They're part of my life. They're different parts of my life. Like, they've had different movies at different parts of my life that have like deeply impacted me. Right. So
Sure.
I think Big Lebowski was an earlier one that was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? This is really funny, and it's only grown and grown in my estimation. Like, I find that script to be really, really smart, and I think people go, oh, that's just them goofing off, but it's actually a really like intelligent, tight script with a lot of like the dialogue. There's a lot of repeating lines, which they always kind of do. Their scripts are obviously very tight. But that was a movie that I stole from someone's house in I think the 7th grade.
Nice.
I occasionally I would go to places in like some random person's house if I was in there, and I would like look through their DVD collections, and I would put the DVDs in my pants and come out with them, and then I would
Jeez.
I would repeat the line "Pockets ain't empty, cuz" from Too Fast, Too Furious to my friends to let them know that I had stolen DVDs.
Did you...
That was part of me. It was just a thing. It was like a little period of time where I was like, I did that for some reason. I thought that was a funny thing to do. Was
Of
to take,
course you would.
to take DVDs from like
And then
people
tell
who
them that
weren't-
you-
people who
Jesus.
weren't my friends. No, people who weren't my friends.
Got it.
If I was like at a house party or something random.
Yeah.
Anyway, then No Country, that was great. Yeah, Inside Llewyn Davis is also okay. So if I'm talking about my top 5, it's probably
You're
like,
like obsessed with Inside Llewyn Davis, right?
I love that movie. I mean, I think it's a great.
Why? Because he has a cat and you have a cat?
No, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a beautiful
beard,
movie.
Beard and beard.
Beard.
But okay. Oh, I don't know. I love folk music. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was a big one for me too, because I really love that kind of music, and that was one that I definitely saw maybe in the theater with my parents. So maybe No Country wasn't the first one that I saw in the theater. I don't know. But I love Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's one of my favorite artists.
Bob Dylan.
And Bob Dylan, yeah.
Bob Dylan.
And I love that folk scene. I love that New York Greenwich folk scene. And I was very excited for the Coens like sort of take on that.
Isn't Chris Evans in that?
No.
Who's the big bad in that? Who steals Llewyn's music
You
songs?
say Big Bad again.
There's not a big bad.
Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Inside
Who's the
Llewyn
guy?
Davis.
Who's the guy who steals Llewyn's song?
No one steals
Or
his
whatever.
song.
He like they out him from they exclude him from the writing credits.
No, nothing. Everything that happens to Llewyn Davis and
Is
Inside
his
Llewyn
fault.
Davis is kind of his own making,
Right,
which
but
is part of the.
you know what I'm talking
beauty
about.
of it.
Who is the other big actor in it who like kind of leaves him out?
What's his face? Justin Timberlake is
Justin
in it.
Timberlake.
He doesn't get left out. He's actually the hilarious thing about the movie is he's like
God, I hate
hilarious. He's a deeply kind person throughout that entire movie. He asks Llewyn to come on and record this silly, stupid, please, Mr. Kennedy, like poppy folk song that's like, please, Mr. Kennedy, and Adam Driver's there. But the whole point is that Llewyn needs money now because he has
Right.
to pay for the abortion for Carey Mulligan, who is dating Justin Timberlake, and he's secretly going, so he can't ask for $200 from Justin Timberlake because he feels like, well, actually he tries to ask, but then anyway, it's a whole
Jesus.
thing. But so he needs the $200 immediately, and so he gives away his rights because he'll get paid right now. They can cut him a check
right.
on the day, so
And
he
then
gives
it ends up being a hit.
and then it ends up being a hit, and he would have made even more
Oh,
money from it. So that's
God.
the whole thing with that. So
Yeah.
it's not they don't like sign him out. He does it himself.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't the cat die too or run away?
No, the cat doesn't die.
Oh,
There-
okay. That's good.
There's a cat. And
They love names like that too. The Coen Brothers love picking names that are like there's
Well,
Llewyn and
Llewellyn
and
is
double
in-
L
but
E
that's also
W E
from-
Y double do.
I can't believe we even talked about A Serious Man.
no, that's one of the favorites.
That movie also blew my mind. I went, I know no one in this except for the uncle from Even Stevens.
Yes.
Isn't that the
Literally,
sad
yeah.
one about the guy who like his whole life falls apart? The Jewish guy.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's
You don't
funny.
like it?
It's a
Ugh,
funny one.
It's Jewish.
I did not like. I'm surprisingly I don't like a lot of the Coen Brothers
Yeah.
movies because they're just like
You're
my
sort of
God, man.
You are actually sort of goy coded.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
sort of,
you.
You're sort of
Thank
not.
you.
You don't read Jewish.
Thanks.
You're like a Christian.
I do.
You're like a white Christian nationalist.
Yeah. Yeah, you should hear what he told me in the car.
What did I say in the car? No, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Go. Dylan, what are your
Wow,
favorites?
what'd he say?
Steve's been rambling way
Yeah,
too
sorry.
long.
I guess
80% of this episode is Steve.
I'm
going,
actually
"Hey,
doing a
you know,
bad
I
job.
like
I'm
it
actually
so-
doing a
so-
bad job of getting all my thoughts, so I
You're just-
apologize. I would say if I just had
It's
to
just
name
hot air,
if-
dude.
It is hot air. If I had to name 5 of my favorites, it would be Big Lebowski, Inside Llewyn
Name
Davis,
15.
No Country for Old Men, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and A Serious Man.
Very
Maybe
nice,
I would
very
say
nice.
are my favorites if I had to name top 5.
Very nice.
Three of them that had the strongest impact on me, like off the bat. Fargo, extremely formative. No Country for Old Men. I mean, I really loved Burn After Reading when I saw it in theaters.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
me too.
couldn't. I remember that was the time when I was like into Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is horseshit.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this movie only has a 74 or whatever
Right.
it had. I was like, this movie was amazing.
Right.
And I mean, A Serious Man definitely like I felt like changed my brain.
Totally.
I walked out kind of like shaken. I saw it at the Cinerama Dome, like a matinee, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And
What was it
they were
about?
Just what?
Remind me what the plot is.
It's the Book of Job
It's
or something,
it's,
kind of like a play on that, right?
A curse.
Yeah.
A curse
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been put on this Jewish family, and we kind of watch it unfold.
Yeah.
See, and it takes place in
It's
like
not
the
really what it's. I mean, that's what happened.
50s
but
or
yeah,
the
that's what it's
60s,
about.
right?
It's in the
Early
60s.
60s? Yeah.
In the 60s in Minneapolis, which is where the Coens grew up. They're from Minneapolis, in like suburbs of Minneapolis. And, it's probably like it's like they're Fablemans or something, you know what I mean? It's like they're...
I'm thinking it just reminded me of Beau is Afraid because, I mean, it's totally different, but some
Yeah.
of the stuff in Beau is Afraid, it's like, what if the thing you were afraid of literally comes true?
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, there's the guy in his room above the bathtub and whatever.
Yeah.
It's similar with the end of that movie. Where
Totally.
it's just like, oh no, it is the end of the world. There's
Yeah,
tornado.
yeah.
I don't know if that's accurate. I haven't seen it in so long.
No, it is like this guy is trying to just live an honest, good life, and bad things keep happening to him.
See, I hate that. I don't like that.
Well, the Coen brothers are great moralists. Like they tell these like moralist tales that feel like modern, but also like old myths and legends that at the same time, which is like
Fables.
they are literally telling these moralist fables, right? But they weave them into different genres and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're fucking. I mean, they're the best at it.
Right
What
off
was
the
the-
bat, like I watched Blood Simple last night. It's like the private investigator they hire. It's almost like inferred that it's a deal with the devil, right?
Yes,
And
yeah,
the second
literally.
he brings murder into it, the guy he's laughing right off the bat in the movie,
Yeah.
and then he stops laughing.
Right.
He's like no longer laughing. He's sweating, and he just, it's once you ask someone to kill somebody, it's like you're maybe you can die.
Right. No, truly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. They have like an incident that happens. All their movies kind of have like sort of an incident that everything else is sort of swirling around and it's dragging people like down
Right.
with
And
them with their choices that they've made.
Yes, and the Carter Burwell music always adds this. There's almost like a wind of spirituality coming
Yes.
through. It's like you're reminded that like this is a cosmic coincidence
yep.
that you're watching unfold. Yeah,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Their movies have like things where they do something. I mean, in their writing and the filmmaking and the Carter Burwell
yeah.
music,
And fate feels like it has a very
it adds cosmic everyday actions and things choices that people make have grand cosmic significance. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like what their movies are about.
And Honey Don't had none of that.
I kind of
There
think
was
that,
no event. There were no cosmic, just like, oh my God, can you believe that this one tiny little thing led to this and that's the blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
Stinker.
maybe.
Doody dookie.
Ben, do a flip. Can you do a flip?
I can't. I wish I could do
Try
a
it
flip.
real quick though.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to break my
Somersault?
neck.
Will you do somersault to end it?
No.
End us with the salt, dude.
Well, I think that this is a good place to stop. And Austin Butler next week, going to be huge. Honey, baby, what's it called? Don't get caught stealing. Don't
You know
steal.
what's funny is the things that I love the most. I always don't do a good job at them because I love them too much. So I'm like I'm too caught up in trying to talk well about the Coen brothers.
You did great,
That
Steve.
now I feel like we
You did
didn't
fine.
do them justice.
We
in
did
the
them
episode.
justice.
I don't
We
think
did
we
them
did
No,
justice.
I think just at the very end we got to something.
We got
Yeah,
something.
yeah. No, truly, you spoke a lot about the Coen brothers
I love
today.
them truly.
You do love them so much. Which one would you marry? Which one do you like more?
Well, Ethan has the open relationship, so that would be the one that I could probably pull off.
Yeah.
right? Joel and Frances McDormand are happily married. I think
Good for them.
and monogamous. But
Happily, we don't know.
I think they're pretty happy.
No, I'm.
Well, we
I just
don't know. We
yeah,
don't
I can't
know.
just.
Anything? Any
I don't know
final,
which one I'd
final
marry.
thoughts?
I wouldn't
Final
marry either
thoughts.
of them.
Honey. Nobody says honey don't.
Honey,
Also,
I'm good. I got
nobody says honey don't.
It says it on her license plate.
I know, which makes no sense to me. Why did it say honey don't on the license plate?
It's a song. They played at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
Still.
honey, we gotta wake up. We gotta finish writing the third movie. Honey, don't bother.
Maybe the third movie will be better.
Bye.
It's a trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry.
Cut.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Joel
sorry.
and Ethan.
Sorry.
Cut.
I'll
See you next week for Caught Stealing.